All right, good morning, guys. Can you hear me? Happy birthday, thanks. How the hell do you guys know it's my birthday? What the fuck? Seriously? How the hell do you guys know? I'm a boomer. How old am I? I'm 30. What year is it? It's 2021. So I'm 33. So I've officially lived about a quarter of my life. More than half with all the Nocco? Fuck off. Nocco is good. Nocco is good. More than half. All right. Let's see what we get here today. So some of these stocks held up really well yesterday. Palantir did have a big nasty pullback, but I kept most of it. And yeah, it closed really strong. SI, this one it couldn't barely dip intraday. This TDOC didn't even dip. Amazing move. This one didn't even dip either. GSX I'm short, still from yesterday. Tesla I got long again late day when it broke this 875 level. I relonged it, and let's see what do we have more. Yeah, everything else is, and this GME obviously, you know, this is the stock. So I went from down 900,000 to I was up at the lows. I was up a little bit over 1.5 million on it. So I had a 2.5 million dollar swing on it intraday yesterday. So it was my third largest intraday swing, P&L swing. BB, that one I closed out yesterday, closed really strong, and that looks like it's gapping up. Alright, let's see what do we have here. CCI, I'm not gonna watch it. There's Nokia. It's not a big percentage move, but this thing is, if you can get to $6-7, it could be interesting. Actually, I'm gonna take it off for now. This plug could be a potential long. This thing is high tide flagging on the 60. It can't. This thing can't go below the 10-day. Look at how it's surfing the 10-day. It's amazing. It's perfect. This thing, you know, I think it wants to go higher. SBC. Like, this is a heavily shorted stock, so I'm watching it, but we'll see. I don't know if I'm gonna buy it or not, but good to keep an eye on. A fuel cell and BLDP2 obviously together with plug. this thing too. Look at how it's surfing the 10-day. Fuel cell, yeah, fuel cell also, the 10 and 20-day. Oh, what's Bitcoin doing today? Oh, it's down. Oh, okay, this is not good. So now Bitcoin did bounce off the 50, but now the 10 day is acting as a resistance. So it's range bound. It needs to resolve either way. It probably needs a bit more time. So let's see, Pinterest. No, Pinterest, look at where it bounced. I took a loss on it yesterday, closed it out. But look at where it bounced, the 50-day. The 50-day. All right. When did I get into LAC? Guys, let's just, I've had it for a month. I talked about like 10 times. I'm not even gonna. All right. Since I trade USD, do I worry about that? Yeah, this currency related stuff, guys, it doesn't matter what currency you're trading in. There's always a risk of it gaining in value versus going down in value versus other currencies. Let's focus on the important stuff. Let's focus on setups. Been long? No. If you want to buy it here, sure, go ahead. It's only up 93% in less than 2 weeks. I think it had news with Pepsi. I'm not gonna pay attention to the chat much near the, there's just too many people writing. It's a constantly moving text. I can't pay attention to it. So, if you have any legit questions, you can post them like in 30 minutes or an hour or so when things have calmed down a little bit. Man, there's so many stocks gapping up. Incredible amounts. Let's see, dollar volume. Doesn't seem right. Okay. Anywho. All right. So my main watch is gonna be GME, obviously, and BB. Those are gonna be my main watches. BB. Oh, it's already fading the gap up. Well, we'll see. Right, guys, 50 seconds left. Oh, okay, yeah. So yeah, it was a Pepsi. This calls, yeah, there's so many things. There's so many things moving. And also my main long watch, I think, will be Plug. Plug. All right, good luck, guys. Yeah, this overstock, man. I sold it yesterday. I'm an idiot. Oh my god, and now it's going. I can't believe it. I bought it like 2 days ago. Oh. Let's see, this GME. It's building higher lows intraday, but we'll see how long it lasts. It looks like you may want to fail at VWAP. E-Trade is frozen, yeah. All these brokers have had so many issues. They all have so many issues. Except for Centerpoint, they're best. Oh! GME! There it is, get a VWAP fail. And it's halted. Why the fuck does VWAP work so well? I don't know. Look, look, I don't know. It's a magic line, all I can say. I honestly don't know. It works. But obviously, like all indicators, you gotta trade the right stock. Like if you trade some random piece of shit that doesn't move, obviously nothing is gonna work. But if you trade the right stocks, these indicators work really, really well. Because they're a visualization of supply and demand. That's what it is. It's a visualization of supply and demand. I don't know how, I don't know why, I just know that it's so. Oh. SPE, this is the battery stock that people say is a 3D printing stock, so I don't know what the hell it is, but it's it bounced off the 50-day beautiful. Look at this series of higher lows, and now it's taking out the range. It's very thin though, right? Yeah, it's very thin. Oh, DEM is 3D printing, SP is charging. Okay. Yeah, I don't know what the hell I'm doing. I don't know anything about these things. It's a SPAC, yeah. Yeah, I know. SP is the largest charging station network. I did know that. I did know that. Oh, looks like I got stopped out of plug. How do you know? Because of everything between here and here was me selling, FYI. Yeah, DraftKings. That is right. That is correct. Yeah, it's a mixed bag. Oh, what's this? EH is about to take up loads of the day. Lyft also undercut and bouncing off the 50-day. That 50-day, it's a pretty interesting indicator. Yeah, VLDR. Some of these things are still very, very strong. And this Jumia, sold it yesterday and now it's, took out the highs. This TTD looks like it may be bear flagging. Oh, come on, plug, really? And now it's back? Okay. Plug. Story of my life. Beyond Meat 3 days ago is a pocket pivot? No. 2 days ago, you mean? No, it's not a pocket pivot because pocket pivot needs to be inside of a big, nice, like a big flag formation. Beyond Meat was not in a flag formation; it was just range bound. There needs to be a certain conditions met for a pocket pivot. It can't be a random stock with a random, random chart. There needs to be very specific things. Uber too, big undercut of the 50 and a reclaim. That's pretty bullish. Both Uber and Lyft, they look pretty good. LXRX. Yeah, well, yeah. I wouldn't call it a good setup, but I mean, on the 60-minute, yeah, yeah. It's a maybe setup. NVAX, it's not doing anything. mRNA, yeah, mRNA and BNTX, those are the leaders in the vaccination space. Yeah, Tilray, man, I'm kicking myself over here. I was looking at it, opening range highs, it breaking out of a nice flag, a high tide flag. I'm kicking myself. Oh my god. I'm just, yeah, not happy about that. Not happy. ENG. Yeah. It's a little high tide flag, yep. Plug is coming back. Your alerts are starting to go off now? That's some serious lag. Fuel cell triggering. Okay, looks like GME may have failed at VWAP again. Damn, this PLL from the range break. Man, it's a double now. It's more than a double. Go figure. Look at how beautiful this flag break was on the weekly. Look at how beautiful it was. It had higher lows, and then you had this range break. Beautiful. You know, it's the same pattern over and over again. Obviously, being in a raging bull market helps, but you get the point. No need for rocket science in this business. Really, no need for it. If you wanna play rocket scientist, you can go work for Melvin Capital. I'm sure they all were rocket scientists. And if you don't know who a Melvin Capital is, well, Google it. Hint: they are the guys who got squeezed on GME. Oh, so this fuel cell is up over 100% since I bought it. Okay. Where did I sell this thing? I sold it in the low 12s, I think. I bought it like 820, 815 and sold. All I had to do was trail it with the 20-day. That's all I had to do. But I wanted to play rocket scientist. Fucking idiot. Anytime I, attempt to play rocket scientist, I lose. Or I miss out on profits. Every single time. Yeah, I think fuel cell, didn't I trail it with a 10-day? No, I didn't. I sold it into strength, I think. I don't remember. Or maybe I sold it here in the like low 10s because when it took out or like in the 10s. Yeah, I don't remember. So annoying. Look, generally faster moving stocks, like stuff that has ADR of say over 10%, generally you want to trail those with the 10-day. But obviously in hindsight, to 20 they worked really well on fuel and BLDP. Like BLDP, for example, this thing has been surfing the 10-day, right? Then we have Plug, which is the leader. This is also, I mean, it depends. Like, it's tricky. 20. This is actually just that 10. So yeah, it's a 10 or 20. Probably sometimes if you use the 20, you're gonna give back a lot of profits. But on the other hand, if you use the 10, many times you're shaking out of big moves too early. So it's tricky. It really is tricky. But generally 10-day for the faster moving stocks and 20 for a slower. That's the best recommendation I can give. The rest is up to you. So this LAC, I can't decide if I'm gonna trail it with the 10 or the 20. I probably should use the 20. We're in a never-ending bull market. I'm gonna use the 20. Why not? We're never gonna have a correction again. Hey, what's even the point of having stops? Since we're never gonna have a correction again. Like, we had a bear market that lasted for about 30 minutes yesterday. Isn't that enough? How much pain are we guys supposed to take? Think about how painful a bear market would be. It would be so unfair. All that pain. Yeah, OSTK, I don't even want to look at it. And Tilray too, I don't want to look at these things. Oh. And Blink too. Oh my god, why didn't I buy it? It's set so perfect. Since all of these SPACs are going, why not? I don't want to miss out on all the action. So this SPE, charging network, yeah, okay. Let's go. Go to 100. I like how it bounced off the 50-day yesterday. That's a really nice sign of strength. This GME is getting really tight intraday. It looks like it's building lower highs. It's built 2 lower highs intraday now. XL2, this one is also coming back. So many of these moving. So many of these moving. But they're all these speculative names. Like, I don't see any of the larger cap, mid cap, legit names. It's all these like pump stocks, stuff like SPACs, like Ride. Overstock is also like a coin related theme. VLDR, Blink, SPE, like all the other like the stuff like CrowdStrike and TTD, MDB, Viva, they all look so. It's more all the speculative names are moving. This Wix looks insane on the weekly. Big flag. Come on, GME. Go back to 75. Wait, is it halted again? No, it's not. Never mind. Solar is weak. What's TAN doing? Okay. TAN looking so. Oh, come on. Don't tell me plug is gonna stop me out again. It looks like it's fading again. The watch list on the left, yeah, these are like breakouts and notable breakouts and breakdowns, mostly breakouts and episodic pivots. Pretty much stuff I wanna track. What I do, I put them in the watch lists, in this watch list for every day, and then I go back once I catch up. I've been slacking, but let's look at the watch list from 23rd of December. So this is how you build your trading skill. You track these good setups. So everything that looks remotely good, you put in this watch list and you track them. Like you look back a month later. So let's see, December 23rd. Where is it? This is random. I must have put it in a wrong watch list. Anywho, look at this blink. Oh, this was am I looking at the right dates? These are weird. Okay, GM had a breakout attempt. It did fail here, but next time it broke out of this range, look at the move it did. Tilray, 23rd. Oh, wait, no, never mind. This thing had a potential EP, but no, wait, 23rd, where is it? Here. Oh yeah, when it bounced off the 20-day. CrowdStrike. Potential mean reversion setup, it didn't work out. CGC. Potential, well, it wasn't a good setup. I don't know why I put it there. QS, the mean reversion setup. That's where I shorted it, I think, that day. I don't remember. TAM, potential mean reversion setup, didn't work out. Okta, mean reversion setup, that one worked out. CLF had a breakout attempt, didn't work out, but it reattempted again. So it pulled back a little bit, bounced off the 20 and attempted to break out again, and then it worked. This one had a random shopping move. FAS had a little bit of a breakout. Well, you get the point. You know, you track these, you know, everything that looks remotely good. Chagix had an episodic pivot that, well, you could say it worked out. You could make an argument that one worked. It was close to stopping you out, but it never really triggered the lows of the EP day. I mean, look at the volume, 600 million shares. Are you kidding me? 655 million shares. Insane. That's an episodic pivot. I don't know what the news were, it's just random pump probably, but you know, volume is key. Now GME is starting to fade, building lower highs. Come on, GME, you can do it. If you guys have any questions I haven't had time to answer yesterday or today, now is the time. Because now it's kind of slowing down, and things are slowing down. Yes, about a month. Ballsy wanting to go at that GME so bad? What do you mean? It's a very specific setup. There's nothing ballsy about it. No rocket science, nothing ballsy. All you need is a setup. And then you don't need any IQ or balls to trade. Yes, I have been taking my vitamin D. I'm taking my I hope it's vitamin D. Look, guys. If someone sends you, if an anonymous person from Twitch sends you some pills, you gotta take them. It says vitamin D. It's handwritten on a piece of paper, and it's taped to the bottle. But you know, look, I trust my followers, okay? I know you want the best for me. Can you quote? Yes, you can quote me on anything, as long as it's a correct quote. I hate being misquoted. As long as you quote me correctly, you can quote me on anything. I stand by everything I say. It's not Viagra, that's for sure. No, I hate being misquoted. Did I say I love being misquoted? David is a cool guy. I never said that. No. Do I use Classic or Mosaic? I have to check. I use... I think I use Classic. Yeah, it's Classic. Or is it? Wait. I hate the IB platform. It's so there's too many things. But yeah, I think it's a Classic. I'm pretty sure. I said I love David. I've never said. Have I seen the WSB? Can you link it? The WSB open letter CNBC. Oh, GME! Fuck yeah. Fuck yeah. Fuck yeah. Let's go. Go to 0 now. Go to 0. Remember, these things can come down as fast as they went up. It was all a short squeeze. It was all Melvin Capital and I guess Citron too. I don't know what his Citron's loss management rules are, but yeah, I mean, look. This is what I said before the squeeze started. I'm gonna be interested in shorting GME when all the amateur shorts are out. Now they're out, and this is where our edge comes in. When everyone's getting their pants squeezed, that's where we go in. It's a very specific setup. And you usually get maybe, I mean, like these high-priced, very, very liquid ones, you usually get maybe half a dozen per year that are pretty much perfect. You know, obviously 2020, you had more of them, but it was a specific year. But maybe you get half a dozen an average year. And in 2020, there were more than that. Didn't I? Well, you know, yeah. Don't trade on emotions. You were shorting it on Friday. Why did you short GME on Friday? Wait, Friday. When was it? The 22nd? You shorted it. Why did you short it on day one? Never short on day one. Never ever short on day one. It was just breaking out of a high tide flag. Why were you shorting this thing? Guys, like, you're gonna save yourself a lot of headache. Just have one rule, okay? One rule when shorting parabolic moves, okay? One, there needs to be a parabolic, okay? Never ever short day one, okay? Ever. Never ever. You're gonna save yourself so much money, so much headache. I don't care if you're a day trader, a swing trader, you don't short on day one. You wait for those perfect opportunities. Don't be a statistic, okay? Wait for those 5-star opportunities. That's where your edge comes in. Let the amateurs short on day one. Let them get squeezed, take a bunch of losses, lose their accounts. David, you fucked up? What do you mean you fucked up? On what? Yes, I mean, these types of parabolic short, especially GME, it's a very expensive borrow. I paid like 150,000 in borrow fees since yesterday on GME. So, you know, I don't want to be in it for a long time. I just I want this thing to go to zero, preferably by the end of this hour, so I can cover this thing. You fucked up on David? What are you doing, David? Did you get squeezed on GME? Did you short on day one, David? Bad mistake? Oh. You realize your mistake? That's the most important thing. It's all about learning from your mistakes. Don't be like it's always very important to learn from the mistakes, and also learning the right lessons. Like, it took me so long time to learn that day one rule. And yes, you have a lot of these stocks that gap up a lot, and then they fade on day one. But it's still, like, I found that day one is so hard to trade. It's very rarely I trade on day one. Very rarely. And it's best to just never do it. I generally ignore it. A few times per year I do it if I see something that's, you know, like almost free money, like a special case scenario. But generally I don't do it. It's so hard. Always wait for day 2, 3, 4, 5. It depends on the move. Like, it depends. For example, like Bingo, I shorted this thing today, opening range lows. When it started building lower highs, it's easy to see on the 1-minute chart. Lower highs, and then it had, well, it wasn't meant, it was a little bit lower than opening range lows, sorry. But look at the setup, you know, first it had a leg higher, okay? So it made an 1100% move, but it started from a very low price. So 1100% is necessarily not a big move for a very low price stock. Then it went sideways, had another leg higher. So it has 2 legs higher, and then it had another leg higher. So this is the third leg, the third day of the third leg. Now, I'm not gonna say it's gonna work. Like, obviously this thing could squeeze to 20, but the risk reward is very, very good here. It's all about the risk, finding these scenarios where the stock just kept going and going and going, and then wait for those potential momentum shift periods. It's all about finding these scenarios where your win rate is gonna be 70, 80%. Like, that's the thing also. I didn't talk about it a lot in my blog post about setups, but on stuff like episodic pivots and breakouts, my win rate is maybe 25, 30%, 20, 25%. But on something like these types of parabolic setups, like stuff like laser, my win rate is way higher, way, way higher. Well over 50%. Fuel cell is starting to move. Plug. Should I buy more plug? Or should I also buy like BLDP or fuel cell? Fuel cell is stronger than... It's a bit choppy. This candle yesterday is kind of distorting the chart. But if you like disregard the candle yesterday, I mean, look at this high tide flag. Same thing with plug. So this actually coming out of a tight range. If you look at it this way. What is a good healthcare ETF? I don't know. Maybe Google it. I have no idea. Yeah, absolutely. Having a 5% stop on an 10% ADR stock, that's absolutely fine. Half ADR. Try to keep your stops, somewhere around a third, half, 2/3, something like that. If you can have a stop that is 1/3 of average daily range or the average true range, it doesn't matter. It's the same thing pretty much. That's very good. Or half, a third or half, 2/3. Sometimes I use a full, like 100%, like something like plug. Like I try to avoid it, but if it's a really good setup, I may do it. If it's a really, really good setup. I just got stopped out of a starter on EH. It's kind of stupid. Learn from my mistakes. This is day 2. Or actually, never mind, it is day 2. I was about to say it was day 1. Never mind, it is day 2, so it's fine. But it's still kind of surfing the 10-day. Like, it pulled back, it couldn't even touch the 10-day. That's a sign of strength. So it's a thin stock, so I can't really do any size on it. QS going? No, it's not. It's not even above yesterday's highs. It's just strange bump. Futu. Man, this Futu, I'm kicking myself for not trading it yesterday. Well, actually, it was day 1, but I don't. Yeah, never mind. It was day 1, but it really worked. Holy shit! So what you look for a setup like this, let's say it wasn't day one, it was day two. You know, you wait, and when a stock keeps going straight up, you wait for that first red 5-minute candle, and then you wait for the lows of that candle to be taken out. Like here, this candle was red, but the lows of this candle was never taken out. But here, you got a red candle, and the lows were taken out. So you had a set risk reward setup, and then it also failed VWAP, tried to reclaim VWAP, but failed. It undercut, tried to reclaim, but failed. That's also another, you know, set risk reward setup. Like those are the like intraday patterns you want to look for on these parabolic types of setups. Like there's a lot of nuances. Obviously, it's gonna take years and years to figure it out. But you know, just keep in mind you need to have you can't do things randomly. And just by waiting for things to get really crazy overstretched, that's when your edge is gonna come in, and you don't need to, you know, work too hard with, you know, getting the perfect entries. You know, most of the things are gonna be sold automatically just by waiting for a really good setup on the daily. Is PLL day one. PLL is day two, but it's not a parabolic setup. It's not extended enough. A halt can wipe you out. What do you mean wipe you out? Yeah, absolutely. You wait for backside is also much easier. Much easier. It's the same ranges. What you do is you look for bear flags pretty much. Let's look at some examples, right? Like for example, this laser. You didn't have to try to find a top. All you have to do is look for these ranges. Lower highs, range break, right? Another range break. Now obviously this one gapped down, but so it wasn't very easy. Also, look at GME. I'm gonna show you a perfect bear flag on an intraday chart. One I traded yesterday. I'm gonna show you a perfect bear flag yesterday. Wait, let's look at on the other one where there's not so many indicators. Here, look at this. It's below VWAP. It tried to reclaim VWAP, failed. Lower highs, and you have a range break. Boom. Set risk reward. That one I added. And here too, you could have waited. I should have added more. Like I did short some on this 5-minute candle, or like up here low 130s. But I should have added more, like this red 5-minute candle. That's a set risk reward. When that candle gets taken out, that's when you short it. And obviously this would have been a kind of a wide stop. That's what's tricky about this. Oh wow, now it's kind of squeezing. Is it news there, or is it just someone buying 1.5 million shares with a market order? And now it's halted. And also always cover into weakness. Like the thing is, you use trailing stops on the long side because you don't know if the stock is gonna go up 10% or 100%. But on a short, you always know your target. You know that you can't make more than 100%, and realistically, you're rarely ever gonna make more than 50, 60% when you're shorting. So your target should always be like the 10 or the 20-day moving averages, and then you just look at the percentage move, like how much room is it? How much room does it have? Like GME, where is it right now? So, well, right now it's halted, but let's say from here, like let's say your target is a 10-day, it's a 48% move. So anytime the stock goes down 10% from where it is, you know that, okay, I'm gonna use a 40, 50% downside target. You gotta cover some, because a 10% move, that's 20, 25% of your expected move. So it's always nice to maybe cover 20, 25%. To lock it up, and just so you can withstand the volatility, like something on GME, it just ripped 15% in one candle. That's a pretty decent move. So it's all about putting yourself in a position of strength and not be a victim of the market, not be a victim of random moves. No, another charging station stock. SPAC. Charging station SPAC. Shamat bought calls. Oh, it's him? Okay. It doesn't matter. There's always someone doing something. Like, it doesn't matter. All you have to do is follow your setup and follow your rules. There's always someone doing something. It may be, some politician on Twitter, or it may be some, Jim Cramer, or it's this, or maybe some hedge fund manager pumping or stock. It's always something. And the reason really doesn't matter. Like, you follow your setups, and that's all you can do. Instead of being one of these that whine about market manipulation. It's all about choosing to not be a victim. On the wheat stocks, yeah, I kind of missed. Yeah, Tilray, well, I mean, you could use. Yeah, I kind of missed it. Yeah, I mean, I had the opportunity to buy all I could in the low mid 18s. I could have bought 100,000 shares, but I didn't, and I don't want to buy it up here, dollar higher. Just can't. The Blink too. I had the opportunity to buy all I could. This is Christmas? No, it's not. It's January. What do you mean it's Christmas? It's January. Deck the halls? What's deck the halls? Deck the halls. I just hummed it. What is deck the halls? Okay, let's see. Okay, yeah, I see. Yeah, it's Christmas. Oh, okay. I get it now. I saw someone wrote it's Christmas. I'm like, no, it's not. Oh, it's too funny. Oh, what? It opened down from the halt? Really? GME opened down from the halt. I thought it was gonna open up higher. Yep, getting failed at VWAP for now. That's a sign of weakness. We'll see. It's too early to tell, but if this Shamat guy can't get this GME going, and all the hordes of people following that guy, I'm gonna add to my short, because that, the stock is trying to tell you something. It's too early now, but I'm gonna maybe look at it later. If it fails at VWAP and looks like it's gonna, you know, break a range lower. And it's all about every time you add on a short like this, you also make sure you tighten your stop. You can't, like generally what I do is I put a separate stop for every ad. Like I'm gonna show you on GME. I have two different stop levels. So if I would add, I would make sure that add has another even lower stop than the other two. Damn, I missed Beyond Meat. It was a day 2 move. It was second leg higher, first leg higher. Oh, okay, well, never mind. It was only 20%. But this is a big move, like 65% in 3 days on actually on a mid cap stock. It's a pretty large move. Look, it took out opening range lows, and you know, straight down since. It tried to reclaim VWAP here, but it failed. And yeah, could fade back to 160 by tomorrow. Man, fuel cell, it hurts looking at it. I messed it up so bad. What's BE doing? Oh my god, it's okay. I don't want to look at these things. MITT going parabolic. It better be a parabolic. Let's see here. MIT, what? Nah. 27% move for a $4 stock. Nah, it's not a parabolic. This is not a big move. Nope, it's not. It's not a parabolic. Melvin, did they lose 2.7 billion on it? Okay, so it's holding VWAP. GME is holding VWAP for now. Man, those guys gotta be ashamed of themselves. Pathetic. They thought it was free money. They thought it was like I think GME bankruptcy within the next 5 years is pretty much guaranteed. There's no way they're gonna survive. Like their business model is dying. No one is gonna buy games from in a store. And I don't get the people still do. It's stupid, but okay, I guess there's a lot of boomers out there. So I mean, I get it. You're very bearish on the stock. You think it's a free, you know, a guaranteed bankruptcy, but okay. So GME weakening again. GME, half its revenue is from toys. Really? Wow. I mean, it makes sense because there's a lot of toys. Like, it's a toy store. It's not even a game store anymore. Interesting. FNKO. Oh yeah, this is the, yeah, they do these yeah, I know what they do. I don't know what they call, but these cute little toys. Do you all think the cloud gaming stuff eventually comes for the hardware? Yes, yes. I think it's gonna be, yeah. I think the cloud gaming is gonna be much bigger than it is today. Absolutely. I've never tried it, but you know, I've heard a lot of good things about it. Obviously, it's not. Maybe if you're a hardcore like FPS gamer, due to latency and stuff like that. But for most games you can play in the cloud. Like it's no problem. Especially like if you live in a Western world and you know have you know like a fiber connection. Like there's you know latency is not an issue. VR, yeah, but VR it's you know is it that big of a thing? VR has been hyped for like forever, and still there's almost nothing out there for VR. I don't know. But even with VR, you know, there's no problem. You don't need hardware. You can stream it. You can just stream the game. You don't need a hardware console. That's the thing. You don't need to buy that stuff anymore when you can stream games from the cloud. Next gen will be VR. Well, next gen is gonna be in the cloud. No, I know. Oh yeah, VR. But depends on what type of games you play. You dial up. If you have a dial up, really? Do you have a dial up connection? Really? Does it even work? Like, I mean, even just regular web surfing is impossible today if you have a dial up connection. It's too slow. You can't even go to like a, I don't know, it's a regular news site or anything with that type of connection. You're just kidding? Of course you are. That was a boomer joke. What's my view on Bitcoin short now? My view is that well, I looked at it before. Let's see here. It's just sideways. It's building a flag. You know, it's right between the 10 and the 50 day. It's kind of oscillating back and forth. Like it bounced above the 50 day, built a wick. It got rejected at the declining 10 day, created a wick, and it's just tight sideways. I think later this week or next week, I think there's a good chance we're gonna have a great, like opportunities in this GBTC. I want this thing to bounce off the 50 day. I want to rebuy it if Bitcoin starts breaking out again. This thing, man, I got a big move in this thing. GBTC, it went up 320% from where I initially bought it. Early October. What was the move on Bitcoin? 12,000. Yeah, it was a bigger move than Bitcoin itself. Bitcoin itself, I think, had a 300 or like less than a 300% move during the same time. Or BTC USD. Yeah, I got two moves. Yep. And I added on this flag break here when it bounced off the when it did this little flag here. Yep, it's the same pattern over and over again. Only two, yeah. Well, maybe he's been buying since like yesterday or something. You don't know, or he may be just lying. You never know. He posted the order. You don't understand how Bitcoin works? I don't either. I just follow supply and demand. That's the only way. I don't understand most of the things I trade. But I do understand GameStop. There are a few GameStops, or a couple from near where I live, and it's just I don't get it. Like I get it that GameStop was a thing 15, 20 years ago. That's where you went to buy games. There was another store just called Game. I think they already went bankrupt, but GameStop, like what? They're gonna start just selling toys? How are they gonna make money? I don't know. But when I looked at this GameStop chart yesterday on the monthly, I mean, come on, this is stupid, man. I mean, this is just ridiculous. This dumbest thing I've ever seen in my life. I mean, they were over 100%, 150% higher than the all-time highs from 2007. Okay, yeah, that makes sense. It's too funny. Oh man. I mean, there's so many stupid things going on in the stock market all the time. It's all about supply and demand. And our job is to trade that supply and demand. That's it. Are they ordering toys from the GME store? I would read the article on GBTC. Why? What did the article say? GME, a growing company? What? Is it? Like, come on. This is their revenue growth. So they were profitable once in a time. Look at the EPS. This is the opposite of the kind of stock you want to own. So they had a nice profit, then that profit vanished, and now they're losing money. And look at the revenue. Double-digit revenue losses per quarter. That's insane. That's a dying business. I don't care how many toys they sell. Why else would it be GME? It's a short squeeze. There were a lot of hedge funds shorting it because they thought it was a guaranteed bankruptcy. And GME, no, GME is up like 1,500% more. Yesterday at one point it was up 3,000%. But guys, this is not a fundamental move. It's a supply and demand move. You can't understand? Well, you're gonna have trouble in your trading life. It's a short squeeze. It was heavily shorted. Like down here, this thing had a 98% of the float was short. It's a classic short squeeze. Yeah, no, WSB don't. Yeah, exactly. No, it's they're moving stuff, no doubt. They're really moving stuff. Absolutely. If you can get in, well, it doesn't really matter. Like the thing is, like you still like the setups are the same. It doesn't matter who's buying it. If it's the Wall Street bets crowd or if it's some mutual fund. Like it doesn't matter for us as traders. It doesn't matter. It's the same setups. It's the same setups. You buy your hey, Hank the clown. How old are you? You buy games from GameStop? What? How I got shares to borrow? I located them. Yes, I've seen squeezes. There's a bunch of squeezes. Like AQXB a few like 2015. It's a new ticker. I don't remember. I can do a blog post with this. GME made a lot of money last year. No, they didn't. They lost money last year. Look at this. Except for the January quarters, I guess it's holiday season. But that's when they made money. But every other quarter they lost money. Look at the revenue decline, insane. If GME should do an offering here. Have they already done it? I haven't seen anyone tweet about it. Man, they could cash in big. What's the market that 40? They could easily sell like 500, maybe 500 million worth of stock or shares, and save the company for a few more years. They really should. Yeah, exactly. It would be criminal. Absolutely, it would be straight up criminal if they didn't do an offering up here. They could cash in a lot of money. 8th of January, they made the oh yeah, 8th of January. Yeah, they should do another offering. So they cashed in 100 million on 8th of January, but the stock is what? It's 400% higher now. They could do another couple of 100 million easily. Yeah, exactly. They could turn the business around because if they cashed in 100 million. If they can cash in another 200-300 million, which they could if they did another offering. I don't know if there are any time limits for offerings or something like that, legal. But this NNDM, they do an offering every month. They raise money like once per month. So they should do a new offering as soon as possible. And yeah, exactly. If they can fill up the coffers, they could maybe venture into new areas and save the company. That would be pretty amazing. $1 billion ATM, yeah. And then DM, they're voting on a new offering, yeah. They do an offering every month. Okay, I see I missed a legit question. Someone asked me like an hour ago, no, 30 minutes ago or something. Or actually, it was 5 minutes ago, never mind. Wait, here. If you get stopped out of a position like plug this morning, what do you look for to enter again the same day? It's setup. So what I did was I bought the opening range highs somewhere here, like 69 or something. Then they took out the opening range lows. I just got stopped out, and then I just rebought it. I actually anticipated the new opening range highs, so I just rebought it because the setup is still valid. Look at where it stopped me out. Look at where it bounced, right on the 10 and 20 EMAs on the 60-minute. Right, it held the uptrend, so it's very easy to rebuy it. The setup is still valid. Is Citron still short? I mean, that is insane. Like he talked about being short. GME was where, like 40s, low 40s. The stock is up over 100%. So he was actually, so if he stays short, he was down almost 300% on it at one point. That's insane. Shorting is so hard. Like fundamental shorting or like long-term shorting is really, really hard. That's why I pretty much only trade these parabolic setups. And those, you know, like EPs and breakouts, those I want to be in for as long as possible, like weeks and months and even quarters. Even though I have very, you know, my patience usually runs out. But like these parabolic setups, like laser and stuff like that, those are usually 3 to 10 days type of trades. I'm rarely in something. One, because, you know, it's usually expensive to borrow these. And two, they usually hit my targets by then. And like holding it a little bit longer, like when I shorted this laser, you know, it went down, what, 50% in 5, 6 sessions. And let's see if it had gone down a little bit more. Like, let's say it would have gone down to here, $18. That would have been a 60% move. But, you know, like mathematically, like it's very hard to get more than, you know, bigger than 40, 50% moves shorting these parabolics usually. Yes, so if you can hold them for months and months, but, you know, the borrow fees, they're going to eat up your profits. You just want to be in them as short as possible. Well, fundamental shorting has always bad risk reward, pretty much always. Because it only takes one GME ruin many years of a good performance. Even if you only have like small, let's say you're a fund manager, you have 5% of your funds short or 3%, right? And then that position squeezes 3,000, 4,000%. Now suddenly that 3% position is a big problem. It's a majority of your portfolio almost. Or you can literally, if you have if you were a fund manager, you had a 3% short allocation to this thing, you would have blown up on this 3,500% move, right? If I done my math correctly, you would have blown up. And even with 1% allocation, you would have lost a third of your account. Now, I don't know how big position Melvin had. Is there ever such a thing as too high? Yes. Sometimes if I like a sector like FCell, BLDP, they all trade the same. Like, but I just bought Plug because I got the position I wanted. For example, like there was no need to buy several of them. Like XUP and Gush, these oil ETFs, I bought both of them. This XUP is unlevered, Gush is unlevered because they weren't liquid enough, so to get my desired allocation, I had to buy 2 ETFs. Otherwise, I would have just bought Gush. because this is the triple one. It's moved faster, but you know it wasn't liquid enough, so I had to buy XUP too. And I was about to buy a third ETF. It's what was it? OIH? Yeah, I think it was. Yeah, no, not OI. No, this is another one. I don't remember which. XLE maybe? Yeah, XLE I think. What was it? Anywho, XLE is the slowest one. But this one is ultra liquid, really, really liquid. And I would have bought this one too, but I didn't want to go crazy. So you know. So yeah, sometimes I can own, or actually it happens a lot that I own several stocks in the same sector, just to spread out the risk a little bit. But like, I'm not going crazy size on any longs here. Like, I think the market is extended, and there's a big chance we're gonna shop around. You know, I after a correction, that's the best time to buy stuff. Not when already. Is SPE tight flagging? Yeah, it is. Well, it's a flag. Yeah, it is a flag. But you mean high tide flag? No, it's not really a high tide flag, but it's a flag, absolutely. DNMR 8 green days in a row. Well, yeah. Well, actually, it's been going sideways for 2 days here. So today is like day one. But yeah, absolutely, this is not today, but it could be a short opportunity later this week if it keeps going. If you wanna like parabolic short it. Wow, this thing had a 5-star flag breakout. Oh my god! Learn this pattern, guys. Learn this pattern. You only need to know one pattern. Learn these like flags, high tide flags. You know, understand the concept of momentum, relative strength. You know. Riot is reversing. Yeah. FUV breaking out. It's just a continuation move. Not everything is a breakout, guys. A breakout is a very specific setup. Like breakout from a range. This is just a continuation move. SU, energy stocks like SU. No, well, yeah, they all have potential, but it's a low ADR stock. You know, don't trade this thing. And it's showing relative weakness to the other oil stocks. You want to be in the stuff that shows relative strength. Yeah, over. Oh, I don't want to look at it. Over. Oh, okay, it's yeah. ADR almost 10%. These are the types of stocks you want to own, not something like SU with ADR of 3.5. Tilray. It's failing for now, or not failing, but it's pulling back. It doesn't matter. It's a valid setup. So GME, it's still building lower highs intraday. For now, it's right on the VWAP. It's super tight, really, really tight. It's incredibly tight move here, or not a move, but the range. SCR.to. What's the question about? My opinion on a Canadian gambling stock? Well, you already know the 3 setups I trade. Is there a setup here? I don't see a setup here. It needs time. It needs time. You need. Yeah. It did kind of have a setup here. Well, I mean, it depends on how you look at it. I mean, this is a type. It actually had a little bit of breakout here. This was, I guess, the setup, the only setup I see on this thing. It had a big move, pulled back, found support on a 20. It started kind of building higher lows ish. Well, it's kind of, it was a tricky one, but then it had a high volume breakout out of this range. So that's the only setup I see on this thing. And here it had a potential like a mean reversion setup, but it wasn't really a big percentage move, so it's not valid. But yeah, it needs to, you know, let it pull back, start building higher lows, you know, find support on one of these moving averages, preferably the 20, and maybe next week or in 2 weeks, maybe there's a setup there. Right now, I don't see anything there. Man, I need to shut the fuck up. I've been talking too much. I think I'm gonna be quiet for the rest of the day. I'm just constantly talking. Come on, GME, come on! It makes you feel less lonely? Yeah, me too. You guys are my girlfriend. Yeah, I don't need a girlfriend. I have you guys. Oh. You t yeah, thanks guys. Can you take me out on dinner? Sure. We can have a candle-lit dinner in my mom's basement. WWR setting up. Yeah, sure. Maybe in a few weeks. Or maybe later this week. Alright guys, I'm gonna cut the stream now. I wanna eat something and then I'm gonna game for the rest of the day. I hope you got some value out of the stream, and take care and see you tomorrow. Good luck.